Brad, if you have to explain, you're losing. Those were the words my client Linda said to me. She was a hero, a warrior who had been fighting an impossible battle for 20 years. Her passion was undeniable, but her brand was invisible. And today, I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you the exact 3-step Hollywood framework I used to take her from just another passionate advocate to an undeniable, unforgettable authority. This is the cure for being the best. This is how you become the only. So when Linda came to me, she had a story that would break your heart. She lost her husband to a terrible preventable disease caused by asbestos exposure. And for over 20 years, she has been on a relentless mission, an absolute warrior fighting for awareness and a global brand. She's testified before Congress. She's traveled the world. Her passion is off the charts. She had a problem. And she said it perfectly to me during our audit. She said, Brad, it's misunderstood. If you have to explain, you're losing. And she was right. Despite all her work, she was still having to fight for attention. She was seen as another passionate advocate. She was one of many voices in a sea of causes. She was suffering from the disease of the best. She was trying to be the best, the most passionate advocate, but it was making her feel invisible. She was a hero, but her brand wasn't working. So we started the audit, and the first step in the framework is always the same. Step 1, find the frame-breaking truth. I knew Linda's story was about asbestos, but in the $2 bill process, the topic is never the real story. The real story is the human truth underneath it. So I started asking her questions, not just about the cause, but about her 20-year journey. What did it feel like to take on these giant corporations, to face government indifference, to keep fighting year after year when no one seemed to be listening? And what emerged wasn't just a story about a cause, it was a story about a fight, a specific kind of fight, the impossible fight. This was the frame-breaking truth. Linda wasn't just an advocate. She was a master strategist for winning unwinnable battles. For 20 years, she had been creating a blueprint, step by step, on how to fight giants and win. That's a story that almost no one else on earth can tell. And that leads to step 2. Step 2, move from what to who. Linda's old positioning was based on what she did. I'm an asbestos awareness advocate. It's accurate, but it's not memorable. It's a commodity statement. So to find her only, we had to shift the focus to who she was based on that frame-breaking truth. So we asked the question, who is a person that has a 20-year proven blueprint for fighting and winning impossible battles against corporations and governments? That person is not just an advocate. That person is a guide, a strategist, a beacon for anyone, anywhere facing their own impossible fight, whether it's in business, in their community, or in their own life. So see the shift? We're moving from a topic, asbestos, to a universally understood human struggle, the impossible fight. The audience for asbestos awareness, it's limited, right? But the audience for how to win an impossible fight, it's everyone. And that brings us to the final step where it all comes together. Step 3, you gotta write the only statement. And this is the core of the $2 bill brand. It's the one sentence that makes all competition irrelevant. It's not a tagline. It's a positioning statement that defines your category. For Linda, we went from the world's leading asbestos awareness advocate to the only widow with a 20 plus year battle tested blueprint for taking on impossible fights and winning. You feel the difference? The first one is what she does. The second one is who she is. The first one puts her in competition with every other advocate for every other cause. The second one puts her in a category of one. Now, who's her competition? No one. Nobody. So if you're an entrepreneur trying to disrupt an industry, a nonprofit leader fighting for funding, or an individual facing a Goliath in your life, who are you going to call? The generic advocate or the woman with the 20-year blueprint for winning impossible fights? Not even a choice. That is the cure. Finding the frame-breaking truth in your story, shifting the focus from what you do to who you are, and writing that one powerful, only statement that makes you undeniable. This is the work I do every day in my Authority Accelerator. We dig for these truths. We build these platforms because your expertise deserves to be seen and your story deserves to be heard. So here's your homework for today. Yep, I'm giving you homework. I want you to look at your own bio, your own LinkedIn headline. Does it talk about what you do or who you are? Is it a statement of expertise or is it a statement of your only? So start thinking about it. What's the frame-breaking truth of your journey? And if you want the full framework we used today and all the other tools in my Hollywood Blueprint, I'm going to give it to you for free. So just comment $2 below and I'm going to personally send it to you. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about the holy $2 bill TV factor. Now that we know your positioning, how do we make sure your message is so powerful, so entertaining, and so educational that people can't help but pay attention and tell 5 people about? We're going to break it down in the formula. I'll see you there. And always remember, be unforgettable. Be the $2 bill.